Respected friends, brothers and ulama, we have alhamdulillah over the past few months discussed a few surahs of the Quran, and today bi'idhnillah in a very short time we will discuss Surah Kawthar, a very famous surah and a very common surah. Being the shortest surah of the Quran, most people recite this surah in their sunnahs. So bi'idhnillah we will briefly discuss the ma'ani and the meanings behind this verse and surah of the Quran. This surah of the Quran is a chapter which has only 3 verses inside this chapter. It has 12 words and 42 letters. The ulama differ that whether this surah was revealed as a Makki surah or a Madani surah, and this term being Makki or Madani we have discussed in the first dars of the Quran we had. In the hadith of Muslim Ahmad we find the Sahaba mentioned the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam. He was sitting with the Sahaba and the Messenger alayhi salam, he lowered his head. After a few moments he raised his Mubarak head and he smiled. And he said that Surah Inna A'tainaka Al-Kawthar has just been revealed upon me. And this was, the background was Medina. However, most of the Mufassirun, most of the scholars of the Quran agree that Surah Kawthar was a Makki surah, which was revealed before Hijrah. And the background to this verse and the background to Inna A'tainaka Al-Kawthar, as Mufassirin mentioned, that the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam had 2 sons, Qasim and Abdullah. And some historians believe he had 3 sons called Tayyib. However, historians, majority of them say that Tayyib was actually a title given to his son Abdullah. So he had 2 sons and 4 daughters sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Now when the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam had these 2 sons, they both passed away in infancy, in very small childhood. The likes of As bin Wa'il and the leaders from the opponents of Islam, they started to mock the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam and say, alayhi billah, the Messenger of God, he is abtar, he is be-nasl. So they would mock the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam that the Messenger of God did not have any sons, because as you know, one's progeny is from his sons. The nasl and your progeny, your lineage runs through your sons. So now the Messenger alayhi salam, his sons have passed away. So the kuffar are saying, look at Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he is be-nasl, al-iyadu billah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to give comfort to the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he reveals Inna A'tainaka Al-Kawthar. So we start Inna A'tainaka Al-Kawthar. Some of the Mufassirin state Inna in Arabic means indeed we. And those who know Arabic grammar, it refers to ta'keed. Indeed we. And the scholars say that the message that Allah is going to give, Allah is saying indeed we. There was no need for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to say indeed. Allah could have said we have given you Kawthar. But Allah chose to say indeed we have given you Kawthar, to show that whatever Allah has given Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is something great, not something small. So Allah ta'ala took something that we call ta'keed to show emphasis. So whatever Allah has given, indeed we have given it to you. Meaning that whatever has been given to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is something great in nature. Al-Kawthar, what does Kawthar mean? In Arabic, as some of the Imam Jazairi Rahimah mentioned, that Kawthar in Arabic is used by Arabs to show something which is great in status and a large amount in number. So Kawthar is something which is large amount in number, but also great in status. So we have given you Kawthar. The scholars of Tafseer differ. What does Kawthar mean? Some of the ulama have mentioned up to 7, 8 things that Kawthar could mean. Some of the ulama mention Kawthar means the shafa'ah and the intercession of the Messenger alayhi salam, which he will intercede for the ummah on the day of Qiyamah. Some say it means the Allah Akbar. Kawthar means, because it means something large in number, so Kawthar means the Sahaba of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave the Messenger of Islam a large group of Sahaba who were loyal to the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And some say Kawthar means the Quran, because there is no greater blessing than the Quran. And Shah Waliyullah in Tafhimat mentions that the more a person attaches himself to Quran, the more Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blesses him. And some ulama mention Kawthar is actually Hawd Kawthar. Hawd Kawthar is a river of Jannah, and a person will drink from that on the day of Qiyamah. And the description of Kawthar is mentioned in the hadith of Tirmidhi. The Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentions that Kawthar is a river of paradise whose banks, the river bank, whose banks are made of gold. It flows over rubies and emeralds. The mud at the bottom of the river is more fragrant than musk. It is sweeter than honey, and the color is whiter than milk. This is a description of Kawthar given in the hadith of Tirmidhi. And the Messenger of Islam says that the cups of the people who come to this Kawthar will be more than the stars in the sky. Shah Waliyullah says that the people who get involved in the Quran, in teaching the Quran, in learning the Quran, in spreading the Quran, these people will be given more to drink from the Kawthar of the day of Qiyamah. So the more a person engages in the Quran, the more he will be given on the day of Qiyamah. And that's why some of our elders would say that we wish that we drink from the fountain of Kawthar from the hands of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us all this ni'mah. So Kawthar really has been defined by the ulama that yes, Kawthar means the hawd and the fountain that the Messenger of Islam will give his ummah to drink from. But really, Ibn Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him, says Kawthar means khair kathir, a large amount of good. And really, hawd Kawthar, the Quran, the Shafa'ah, many good things, Nubuwah, which was given by Allah to the Messenger of Islam, this all is included inside Kawthar. That we have given you Kawthar, we have given you abundant good. And abundant good refers to the Quran, refers to the ilm that the Messenger possessed, refers to Nubuwah that the Messenger possessed, and many other great things. فَصَلِّ لِرَبِّكَ وَانْحَرْ. The next part of the verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, now Allah has mentioned a ni'mah, a blessing, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given the Messenger alayhi salam Kawthar. O Messenger of God, فَصَلِّ لِرَبِّكَ وَانْحَرْ. Out of shukr, out of gratitude, offer salah. Wanhar, and give sacrifice. Wanhar is the sacrifice of a camel, qurbani. So look, in the hadith of Bukhari, Aisha Anna says that I saw the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. One night he was offering salah so long that his blessed feet began to swell. So I asked the Messenger of Islam that why are you offering salah so long when all of your mistakes are forgiven? So the Messenger of Islam said, Afala akun abdin shakura, that O Aisha, should I not be a grateful slave to Allah? So the same Messenger of God alayhi salam, who is such a grateful Nabi of Allah, Allah is telling him, O Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, I have given you Kawthar. In return of me giving you Kawthar, show gratitude by offering salah and sacrificing and giving qurbani. This is being told to who? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So we as ummatis, there is a greater need of us showing gratitude by offering salah and giving qurbani. Actually, another tafseer of فَصَلِّ لِرَبِّكَ وَانْحَرْ, there's a hadith in At-Tahrir ibn Humam, volume 8, page 164, that Abu Bakr al-Athram says that he heard from Abu al-Walid al-Tayalisi, he heard from Muhammad al-Salma, he heard from Asim al-Jahadri, he heard from Uqba al-Sabhan, who heard from Ali radhiyallahu anhu. He says that I heard Ali radhiyallahu anhu say that the meaning of فَصَلِّ لِرَبِّكَ وَانْحَرْ is وَضْعُ الْيُمْنَ عَلَى الْيُسْرَى تَحْتَ صُرَّةٍ. That the Sahabi of the Messenger of Islam says that Ali says that I heard the Messenger of Islam say, and he would say that the meaning of فَصَلِّ لِرَبِّكَ وَانْحَرْ is a person stands in salah and he places his hand below his navel. So the Ahnaf position of placing your hand below the navel is actually proven from the statement of Ali radhiyallahu anhu from the Quran. And we find other riwayat, for example, we find in Musnad ibn Shayba, we find in Musnad Zayd bin Ali, volume, Musnad ibn Shayba, volume 3, page 324, and we find in many other works where the likes of Wa'il ibn Hujr, the likes of Ali ibn An say that we saw the Messenger ﷺ place his hands below his navel. So the position of Ahnaf of placing the hands below navel is something proven from Quran and from Hadith and from the action of Sahaba. For example, Ali ibn An says, "Min sunnati salah, wad'ul aydi al-aydi tahta surah." Ali ibn An says that it is sunnah to place the hands on the hands below the navel. So never a person should never feel that Ahnaf do not have dalail. Ahnaf have ambar ki dalail in my pass, alhamdulillah. So this is also one tafseer of this verse, to place the hand below the navel. And then the last verse, Allah says, Jalla Jalaluhu, Inna shani'aka huwal abtar. And this is a very powerful verse. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that your enemy, he is the one who is cut off. He is abtar, he is benasar. So that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving consolation to the Messenger, saying that, O Messenger, do not worry about those people who mock you and say you are benasar. In reality, the people who mock you and who have enmity for you, they are the ones who are benasar. And we find today, and there's somebody has made a design where he says the Messenger of God does not have a Facebook, he does not have Twitter, he does not have Instagram, yet he has 2 billion followers. So we see even today where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has proven this Quran to come true, where the people who oppose the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, today have you found anybody who has named the son Abu Jahl? Qiyamah aayegi, nobody will name the son Abu Jahl. The only people that mention Abu Jahl are the Mufassirun and the Mu'arrikhun and the historians. And they also mention these people in a very negative light. And people till today are mentioning the name Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam with great adab and wealth, where people are willing to give their lives to the name of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And even though the Messenger sallallahu did not have sons, he had children through his daughter. His daughter had children Fatima. Fatima had Hassan and Hussein. And through that, the Nasr of the Messenger started. Till today we have people who are Sayyid Khandan. What is Sayyid Khandan? Sayyid Khandan are those people who are connected to the Messenger Islam through lineage. Sadat. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has preserved the Nasr of the Messenger Islam through Sayyid. And if we look at the Ma'ani Awlad, there's a hadith in Kanzul Umal where the Messenger Islam said that Al Muhammadin kullu taqiyyin, that the children of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the family of Muhammad alayhi salam, is every pious believer. So every pious Muslim is actually the Ma'nawi awlad of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So even if the Messenger did not have sons himself, but till the day of Qiyamah, those who believe in him are like family to him, alayhi salam. So this is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala consoled the Messenger alayhi salam, where he gave consolation to the Messenger. Do not worry. Those people who mock you, a time will come, their name will be erased. And even today as well, we have people, al-iyadu billah, who draw cartoons of the Messenger. But the fact of the matter is, these people, a day will come where they will be forgotten. And their name will be erased from history. But the name of the Messenger of Islam, the name of the Messenger will always be great and always be high. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to allow us to drink from the Holy Kawthar, and not just that, but also to drink from the hands of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.